So I finally sat down and watched the Uncharted movie. A movie that I was honestly pretty excited to see before it was released in theaters. I thought the trailer actually looked pretty decent, but my biggest concern with the movie was our two main leads. When the movie released in theaters, I was actually in Colombia at the time, and I saw reviews online that were not very positive, and it's probably one of the few times that a bunch of negative reviews online actually kept me from seeing the movie. But the other night, as I was wallowing in self pity, I decided to go ahead and give it a watch, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think the movie was bad at all, and I actually really enjoyed my time watching it. My expectations were really low, and I also watched the new Resident Evil movie recently, and compared to that, just dumpster fire garbage movie, this seemed extremely impressive. So my biggest problem with the movie was that I felt like it moved a bit too quick at the beginning. It seemed like Nate and Sully's introduction was just really brief, and I could have just had a problem with it because I've seen this done better in the games. You know, in Uncharted 3 we got some backstory of how Nate and Sully actually met, and I am completely okay with them changing things for the movie. I just think it was rushed, and that we did see a better version of this in the games. I don't want to make this a everything was done better in the games kind of video. We'd probably be here a while because those are just some of the top tier games in terms of storytelling, and arguably the cutscenes are better than most movies. If we kept comparing the games to movies, we'd be here a while. They did borrow a lot of story elements from Uncharted 4, though, and the cargo plane scene was obviously lifted from the third game, but, that's to be expected. This is an adaptation after all. So let's just start talking about the cast. Alright, so I didn't hate it like I thought I would. I thought everyone in the movie was actually really good, and I liked the actor who played Chloe a lot. She was great. But I kind of gotta agree with what I saw in another review by Jeremy Johns when he kind of said that it seems like they only cast Tom Holland because he's Tom Holland, not because he was the best fit for the role. And he's not bad at all. I think he was actually pretty solid in the movie, but the whole movie, all I could think was, that's Spider-Man. Well, that's, the third best Spider-Man, and not Nathan Drake. But as the movie went on, I actually kind of started to enjoy his performance a bit. Like, I thought he was really good. Tom Holland is a really good actor. And yeah, I liked it. I liked him, and I think as he continues to do these movies, which I assume there will be a sequel down the line, the movie did pretty decent. I think he'll improve, and I think I could just get accustomed to it. Like, he wasn't bad at all, he was pretty solid. It's just that Nolan North does such a great job with the character that pretty much anyone that takes it on is going to seem lesser in comparison. Now, Mark Wahlberg, he, it's hard to really say. He does not come off to me like he would be a good Sully. I remember years ago, when they first started talking about an Uncharted movie, Mark Wahlberg was one of the kind of lead actors to take the role of Nathan Drake, and now he's playing Sully. And it's just sort of weird. I didn't think he was bad either. I actually quite enjoyed him, and I really liked their banter together, especially when they were all in Spain, and, Drake and Chloe and Sully were all there. I thought that was all a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed their banter together. But when you look at Mark Wahlberg, I don't think you go, oh yeah, perfect choice for Sully. But again, I didn't think he was bad. He's kind of exactly what you think Mark Wahlberg's impression of Sully from the games would be. He's got all of his kind of Mark Wahlbergisms, and, he's a talented guy. I liked him. He was fine. Kind of just like how I feel with Tom Holland in the role. It's not who I would have expected, but it's what we got, and I'm not going to sit here and be super negative about it because I did enjoy the movie. I enjoyed their performance, and I thought they worked really well together. And I can see down the line, if this series continues, that they could become, a pretty good dynamic duo. I feel like I'm coming off really negative, but I did really enjoy the movie. I thought the action was all really entertaining and fun and looked really great, but I gotta say, I think the ending was pretty stupid. Like, just over the top kind of ridiculousness, and even though this is based on a video game, the ending is the kind of stupid stuff that I feel like soccer moms think video games are like. Does that make sense? I don't know, I just felt like it was really overboard, and it looked kind of dumb and silly. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, you know how Uncharted is really known for those like kind of awesome escape sequences where Nathan Drake is kind of running from something and there's all these explosions or crazy stuff going on? Maybe I'm misremembering. I didn't see anything like that in this movie, which is fine. I guess it doesn't need to be there. But I don't know, just a quick thought that popped into my head. And I was also surprised by the big twist in the movie. I was not expecting that at all, and I don't want to spoil it, but if you know, you know. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Actually, let's just talk about it. Spoilers ahead probably for the rest of the video. So they killed Antonio Banderas, who was kind of the set up to be the main villain of the movie. And then for the rest of the movie, it was his henchwoman who was kind of the bad guy. Which I guess kind of sort of goes back to, I believe it was Uncharted 1. But Antonio Banderas just had such a great screen presence. And when he was kind of on screen, like you're just like, oh yeah, man, this is the villain. And he does such a great job with it. And then when they kill him, you're just like, oh, okay. Was not expecting that at all. And I think it's pretty safe to say that while it was shocking, I think it made the movie overall less interesting. Because we already saw Drake and Sully stop this chick twice already. And then it's just not as interesting when it's like, okay, I guess we're going to do it a third time. When so far throughout the movie, Antonio Banderas was being built up as the big bad guy. I did love that cameo by Nolan North on the beach. I thought that was just great, and it was just really wonderful fan service. Just it wouldn't have been the same without him in some capacity, so I'm really glad that he was able to be in the movie for at least a little bit. Overall, even though I had my issues, I thought this was a really fun movie. After that kind of rushed beginning, I felt like the movie had a really nice stride, and it was really entertaining. And at the end of the day, that's why we watch movies, is to be entertained. And I definitely was. And I'd also be pretty happy to see a sequel in the future. I think this is a franchise that they could end up doing a lot with. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.